All right, heading to the Big 12 and Bedlam time. Oklahoma State taking on to OU. Oklahoma be laying 7. Total is 59 in this game. I'm joined by Teddy Covers. You can find him at Teddy_Covers on Twitter. And, of course, Mr. Dave Koken at Dave Koken on Twitter. WagerTalk, Sports Memos, where to go. And I'll start with you, Teddy, here. Bedlam usually means a boatload of points. Is this the Oklahoma team that we've all come to know, though? How do you see this working, only laying a touchdown?
Well, let's see. We saw 62-52 in 2017. We saw 48-47 in 2018. But last year, Sooners minus 13.5 in Stillwater, final score 34-16. Now, Oklahoma State was a shell of themselves in that game. They were missing the starting quarterback, Spencer Sanders, last year. They were without Tyler Wallace in that ballgame as well, and the offense didn't work. Well, if you watched Oklahoma in recent weeks, Oklahoma State, I should say, in recent weeks, they got injury problems all over the place again this year. Don't know if Wallace is going to be able to go. He's a big question marks. The all Big 12 safety, Harvell Peel, isn't likely to go this week. Starting tackle Jake Springfield, the question marks. And Chuba Hubbard's been banged up. So, Chuba Hubbard. I always wanted his name to be Chuba, because then it'd be Chuba Hubba. But it is. It's just one of those things, man. I mean, all day you're making nicknames for people and stuff. But the bottom line for Okie State, even after the bye week, even after time, I don't think this team is healthy. Certainly not on the offensive side of the football. And the offense hasn't been explosive this year. You know, Oklahoma State is in position to win the Big 12 because their defense has been really good. They have not done well in this series, just 2-13 straight up against the Sooners under Mike Gundy. And when you look at the Oklahoma side, you say, hey, this defense is better than it was a month ago. It really is. Oklahoma State's not an explosive offensive team. Hasn't been. They could be missing their best weapon. And you have the market expectations for shootouts in Bedlam. I don't think this is a shootout. If I'm playing this game, I'm looking at the under between the Sooners and the Cowboys.
Interesting. And Dave, I want to ask you, because no Heisman Trophy quarterback this year for OU, but who do you give the coaching edge to here in this matchup?
Oh, the Oklahoma side owns that. I think Rattler is going to be an outstanding quarterback for the Sooners, so he might be a Heisman contender down the road, not this year. But I want to talk more about Oklahoma State, which was a team I kind of put the check mark upside down going into the season, which would be a negative. And a lot of that stemmed from the offseason stuff with Gundy wearing the OAN t-shirt and incurring the wrath of some players on the team. And they seemed to iron it out. But I don't know. It was one of those things that I'm not. If something starts to go wrong in this team, it could go wrong in a hurry. And they've had some other issues. This is another school. I think this was back in September. They asked assistant coaches to take pay cuts. That didn't go over real well. They've been able to get by in the Big 12 so far because the conference, quite frankly, kind of stinks this year. I mean, the Big 12 is a bad conference. If you lined up the Big 12 against the SEC, I mean, it's a blowout. And I think that could probably be said for the Big 10 versus them as well, and maybe a couple of other conferences. It's a bad league. Oklahoma's the best team in the league, but Oklahoma's, to me, the most optimistic outlook on Oklahoma is maybe they're a bottom of the top 10 team, 9th or 10th in the country, and that might be stretching it. The rest of this conference is horrible. Baylor can't play. West Virginia plays at home but can't play on the road, and they really don't have much of a passing game. Texas Tech is horrible. Kansas, we won't even talk about them. Kansas State's not much. So, and I think Oklahoma State is maybe the best of the rest behind Oklahoma and possibly Texas, but that's not saying much. And I think that there's some, I don't know, I can't say friction. I don't have the contacts at Oklahoma State that I have at some other schools, so I can't. It's just what I'm reading, and I don't know what's happening beneath the surface. I don't get that kind of information, but I get the sense this is not a team that's all on the same page, and this might be the game it shows in, because if Oklahoma gets a chance to do a number on Oklahoma State, they'll be happy to. I think the line's a little bit on the cheap side. I like the Sooners here.
Yeah, Bedlam is it's the one game circled every year in that state. So it is it's going to be a war one way or the other. It's going to be fun. Enjoy the game. Dave Koken at Dave Koken on Twitter. And of course, Teddy Covers, Teddy_Covers on Twitter. WagerTalk and sportsmember.com. Take advantage of the November thank you special. $119. Get every one of these gentlemen's plays in football, both college and the NFL, through the end of the month for $119. Best of luck with your plays. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck.